Excuse me, Teacher Balkis, what are you doing?
Hello. I'm now looking at the BSKP to design my lesson plan to teach and assess the students based on their 4 English language skills.
Nah, you don't have to. Just teach them about grammar and how to answer the questions only. After all, they are going to sit for their examination.
I'm pretty sure you are not updated with the current education changes in Malaysia, right? Come on, let me teach you.
The education system in Malaysia is currently utilizing the School-Based Assessment Program, or SBA, as a replacement for the conventional school assessment, or more commonly known as Pentaksiran Sekolah, PS, from the year 2011 and back. The current execution of SBA is no longer exam-oriented, where students are learning for memorization specifically to pass the exam. Instead, it is focusing on the execution of continuous assessment, where students are learning to enhance their soft skills in different aspects, where the learning progress is continuously being assessed to obtain information about students' development, progress, abilities, and achievements. SBA can occur formatively, which is for learning as learning, and also summatively, which is of or about learning. Besides, teachers can no longer use the term examination to conduct the summative assessment by the end of the semester. Instead, teachers need to refer it as assessment or pentaksiran for the summative assessment. For example, ujian akhir sesi akademik, UASA. This is because students are no longer evaluated by grading based on the score received in examination. Instead, students are evaluated based on their mastery level in the 4 skills area, namely listening, speaking, reading, writing, in which the result came out as tahap penguasaan or TP. Due to the implementation of continuous assessment, the education system is no longer cultivating the information absorption and schematic learning because SBA aims to evaluate students holistically to meet the learner's personal education needs and producing quality students. Plus, every school in Malaysia have been adjusted to the School Transformation 2025 program or TS25 as a core guideline established to apply best practices in the implementation of management and leadership as well as pedagogy in teaching and learning in line with its objective, which is to apply the best teaching and learning practices concept to first, developing internal expertise through comprehensive and structured training for pedagogical mentors and leadership mentors. Second, develop an effective learning environment by prioritizing student development. The primary aspiration of TS25 is to improve the education quality by maximizing the potential of teachers and students through improving the quality of teaching and learning session. This is also in line with the 11th shift to transform the education system towards sustainable education and real-world adaptation learning. The new breath given to the Malaysian education system nowadays can contribute to the changes of students' social mobility, giving a chance for students to improve their social status. Pardon me? Social mobility? What is it?
Let us go learn about it.
Social mobility refers to changes in a person's socio-economic situation through a system of social hierarchy or stratification either in relation to their parents, which is the intergenerational mobility, or throughout their lifetime, which is the intragenerational mobility. The direction changes of social mobility can either be horizontal or vertical. First, horizontal mobility is the changes in position, especially in occupational structure, where a person moves from one position to another without necessarily losing or gaining a new status in social class. For example, in educational context regarding the stratification of class streaming, if a low academic achiever student achieves an excellent grade at the end of the semester assessment, his or her status will be changed to a high flyers, allowing him or her to get admitted to the front class during the class streaming. This is considered horizontal mobility because he or she still remains their position as a student in the social hierarchy. However, if the move involves changes in social class in which the person moved from one status to a higher or lower position, it is called vertical mobility. For example, in the educational context regarding the education level, students from disadvantaged backgrounds who merely graduated with a high school diploma can raise their social status in the hierarchy from working class to middle upper class by continuing their studies until they earn a master's or a doctorate. This is because greater education can lead to a more stable work, increasing earnings and enhancing possession to economic assets. This is referred to as vertical mobility because students from the working class are able to climb up the social hierarchy and become the middle upper class. So, how can the current educational changes affect students' mobility? First of all, the current educational changes has been outlined in the Educational Transformation or System Aspiration in the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 until 2025. On the efficiency aspect, students can enhance their academic achievement. This is because the education system nowadays is prioritizing the students' learning outcome instead of the students' examination result, where it transformed the rigid exam-oriented system to a continuous assessment in a class-based assessment, where the students are assessed through project work, quizzes, presentation, and other learning activities based on the performance standards and the teacher's professional judgment. Pertaining to the operation of the assessment method, the traditional exam-oriented learning has been demolished due to the pressure of learning to pass the examination and chasing A's. Moreover, the previous examination method only focused on the cognitive development of the students only. Meanwhile, the current education system is focusing on holistic development of the students, in which the assessment is being done based on the three aspects of development, namely cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skill. Being said that, the transformation of the evaluation method in the CBA are fulfilling students' aspiration in the aspect of knowledge, in which the CBA framework engaged students to participate in the learning process by the enforcement of meaningful learning with the integration of interactive teaching methods such as project-based learning, task-based learning, problem-based learning, game-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and content-based learning instead of directly transmit the information to students and students absorbing the information from the teachers. Besides, CBA also fulfilling the students' aspiration in the aspect of bilingual proficiency, in which the TS25 framework prioritizes the concept of quality teachers, in which the teacher need to design the lesson plan according to the SKP, focusing on the basic language skills such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing in order to enhance the students' proficiency level in every aspect of English language. So, social mobility happens when the students can move from being a low achiever student due to the pressure of learning for exam to being a high flyers due to the result of formative and summative assessment that assess the student's skill in adapting or demonstrating their knowledge in a diverse method of assessment. Moving on to the equity aspect, the education system has gone through the transformation of the school title, such as the transformation from the elite school such as MRSM and SBP into the mainstream school by prioritizing the admission of the underprivileged B40 students. The admission percentage has been strictly reinforced to the 60% of B40 students enrollment into SBP and 65% of B40 students enrollment into MRSM. This is to ensure the equitable access and learning opportunities are given to the students in the rural area. Not only the elite school, the normal Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan also has gone through the transformation from being a low-profile school to a more prestigious school by strengthening the performance of school leadership and teachers' quality. This is in adherence to the TS25 objective, which is to develop internal expertise through comprehensive and structured training for pedagogical mentors and leadership mentors. This could further impacting the school climate in which every school will be filled with a skillful and excellent teachers who are competent in teaching and facilitating the teaching and learning session towards a meaningful learning. This is in adherence to the fourth shift which is a transform teaching into the profession of choice among the 11 shifts of system transformation. This shift aims to implement competency and performance-based career progression of the teacher and enhance pathway for teachers into leadership, master teaching, and subject specialist roles. As a result, students will continue to excel their learning in schools that foster the professional learning community despite the school title and image. Due to this transformation, every student can fulfill the leadership skill of the student aspiration, in which students are able to take a lead on their own education anywhere and work effectively with anyone despite the academic ranking. This is because by the end of the day, every school is providing the same formal and informal education to all students. Going on to the third quality aspect in educational transformation, the work stream produced under the TS25 asserts the use of digital tools and resources as the teaching aids in class. This is in line with the 7th transformational shift in Malaysia Education Blueprint book that encouraging all schools in Malaysia to leverage ICT to scale up quality learning across Malaysia. Every TS25 school must be equipped with the internet access and digital devices such as laptop, or establishing an access room to maximize use of ICT for distance and self-paced learning to expand access to high-quality teaching regardless of location or student skill level. This is because the education system in Malaysia aims to move alongside the contemporary trends nationwide to be at par with the current digital waves that enormously affects a person day-to-day basis. This is to ensure that the learning session fits the student's expectation in the modern world. However, due to the different social background between rural and urban school, Tan 2023 in his writing stated that the digital learning in the rural area does not help to improve the students' academic performance because students did not acquire prior knowledge of the use and function of the digital devices due to poverty. As a result, students from the rural school fail to fulfill the students' aspiration of ethics and spiritually, where they are unable to prepare themselves for the advanced technological world that they will inevitably face in their adulthood. Consequently, the students encounter the negative changes in social mobility in which they cannot step up from the current lower class level as they are stuck at the traditional life practicing as well as the conventional style of learning in school. 5 system aspiration, 6 students aspiration, and 11 shifts. Wow, that's a lot to learn and consider on the current educational changes. How about we look into the current educational wave to sum up the whole transformation and how it allows social mobility to happen in education? Overall, the education system nowadays currently entering the third wave of educational transformation in which the focus is on move towards excellence with increased operational flexibility. Every school across Malaysia is expected to cultivate the effective use of digital learning in education, such as the hybrid class or flipped classroom, in order to create a contemporary globalized school climate. This can further impact students' competency to mobilize their social status for a betterment of their life to successfully face the more advanced world ahead as well as the nation at large. This can further impact students' competency to mobilize their social status for the betterment of their life to successfully face the more advanced world ahead as well as being a better nation at large. Thank you and see you again.